Mokete Moetela, sponsored by the Namadisha Body Care Shop. So today's guest, Lydia Chavalala. Many of you may know her, many of you may know her products. Let me tell you why I've decided to invite her to the show. So I've met a lot of young black women, powerful, confident, and they were all speaking the same language, you know, they strive for success, striving for perfection, hardworking, they are rooted, you know, they know the story in life. And when I connect the dots, I realize that they're being mentored or raised by one person, Lydia Chavalala. I am telling you. And so I decided, you know what, so I've always seen her at church conferences. Then I decided to Google her and read some of the speeches that she has given around the country. Yes, I did that. Yeah, the beautiful work that you're doing. And I said, okay, I need to invite her because, and every time I see her, she looks beautiful, flamboyant, works with confidence and power. And I told her daughter that, you know what, I like your mom, but I don't have the courage to talk to her. Like, and she's like, what do you mean? Everybody talks to my mom. Like, I've got 1,000 siblings. So today I have the privilege to have her on my show. I am so excited. Lydia, welcome to the show. Honestly, it's, you know, and that's why I told Sana that I don't have a formal introduction because your work spoke for you. That was enough for me. And not just the work because of the things that you say in the speeches, but I've seen people, women that they've raised. Like some of the ladies I've interviewed them, and Lord, they know the story, man. You know, but not those people know I. So what you're doing with these women, it's amazing. And I've interviewed some who have video clips and I'm going to play during when the video comes. They're saying amazing things about you. And I did it as a surprise because we didn't tell you when we were going around getting videos from them. And they were all giving testimonies of how you impacted their lives. So yeah, that's what touched me. But I know that every woman has a story behind her. We all have a past. We all have seen God's hand in our lives through the challenges and situations. Yeah. And it's only a few who actually recognize the hand of God taking them out and using that opportunity for God's glory and not just bask in the situation and feel sorry for ourselves and stay in the sadness, you know. Because most people are there, they say misery loves company. When their challenge is in life, don't want to stay there forever. You know, so I wanted to hear your story. I wanted to learn from you, you know, to get encouraged, to be taught. Because I know you are able to, I've seen your work and how other people's lives have changed. So today we'll be talking about divorce. What is divorce? What is divorce? What happens?
Started telling me, started with a lot of things, it surprised me. I thought you were coming here neutrally, but it seems
no, we are digging deeper.
Yeah. So you see, thank you very much for what you have said. Actually, it encourages me to know that there are so many people that are positive impacted, because that is critical in life. But then you have asked me a question: what is divorce? You know, I'm fully aware. You know, theologically, that when God instituted marriage in that beautiful Garden of Eden, His intention was that we're supposed to spend the rest of our lives together. But because of the human element, sin, that has caused so many people to deviate from the intention of God. When God instituted marriage, He never had an intention of divorce. He never thought of divorce because his intention was that we were supposed to spend the rest of our life together in a relationship. Yes, unfortunately, I'm one of those who are divorced, and which is not an easy road. And somewhere God says to me, He hates divorce. But He don't hate the divorcee. He never hated me as a divorced person. Yes. You know why He never hated me? Because somewhere in Matthew 5 verse 4, I think it spoke about very close to those who are mourning. Yes. Divorce is like death.
It is.
It is like death because when you are inside there, starting to enjoy that kind of a relationship,
yes,
you don't have anything in mind like one day I can be divorced. So, to me, that is divorce all about. I mean, if I have to respond to what is divorce. Divorce is a separation of two people who are in love.
Yes.
Two people who have a relationship that is bonded. You know, who have signed covenant to say, me and you, we are not going to be separated by anything. But at the same time, there are certain relationships that is not worth keep because of so many things that is happening in the world today.
Yes.
And the fact that people are tired to pretend as if everything is normal. So hence you find people living those relationships.
Yes.
Yeah,
there's a saying that, and I also believe in it, that says it takes 10,000 little things to make a marriage. It also takes 10,000 little things to cause divorce. We always normally just say, they divorce because of finance, or they divorce because of this, but even those little things that we take them light, that we do or don't do, they either contribute to the success or the disintegration of the union. Now, tell me about, I believe divorce, it's a negative thing. It had dark days as well. The pain when you were going through it. I remember when I was going through it, it affected me financially. There was a very big shift financially because you're used to sharing things and doing things together, and now all the responsibilities lying on you. And I was staying alone with my daughter. She was very young, and I would just
you see,
the pain, that face,
that pain,
the ugly side that we never talk about.
And it's so strange. Because if you don't want to talk about that pain, you end up dead.
Yes,
pain is something that makes you vulnerable as a human being. The impact of that pain, it doesn't only affect you as Mokete. No.
Yes.
There are so many people, there are so many things that is affected. Because of the pain. Sometimes you can even go, wanting to kill yourself, thinking that is the solution. Sometimes you feel ugly to say why this thing is happening to me. It means I'm not worth enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not like any other person. Hence, this pain is happening to me. Some of the people, when they are in that kind of a pain, instead of them talking about it, just to find someone to talk about it. Like today, I want to talk about it, about the pain that I went through and why. I spent 25 years with my husband, my ex-husband. 25 solid years. And when this man got me, he was the first man in my life. He taught me everything. He found me as an innocent girl, and he taught me to be a woman. What hurt me most is that I thought all we have said in front of people in the church, when we said until death do us part,
The vows,
the vows that we have made in front of people, that is going to sustain us. Less did I know. And I cannot blame the devil. The devil has never got married in his life.
Wow.
Yes, the devil has never got married in his life. This is a human being's making. It pained me to know that after 25 years of investment, my marriage had just to be off like that. And when the time of divorce happened, I was no longer angry. Because we have passed so many things together, difficult situation, and I could forgive him. Because sometimes as a child of God, you learn to forgive and you move on, thinking that things will be right. So what pained me is that all my efforts of trying to build that relationship and ensuring that it worked for both of us, we sustain it until death do us part. It never happened. The pain caused me sometimes to jump robot rate without me seeing them. The pain caused me, I'm working for this organization, NHBRC. I would go and make some presentation to many people, and me standing there in front of people, you will see his face passing there, and I will create a joke so that people must not see that I'm hurt.
And you are getting flashbacks in the middle of
and I will cry. I will create something that will make me cry, because at that time I wanted to cry loud.
And you had
because of the pain. It cost me to make my children chase from school, because I could not afford to pay for their school fees. That pain cost me wanting to lose the house, which I had already received the summons from the sheriff of the court wanting to repossess the house. The cars, my contract with NHBRC have lapsed. I was going through divorce. I had 6 critical things that was happening at the same time in my life. So you can imagine the pain that was happening to me at that particular time. And I realized that I have cancelled so many people in my life. So many people are staying in their relationship because of me. And you see, at that time I was afraid to say, I cannot leave this relationship because I'm going to affect so many people. But at that time it was no longer about people, it was about me. Because should I have stayed in that relationship, maybe we're not supposed to be doing this interview today.
Before I come to the issue of staying in the relationship, in this kind of relationships, what you said earlier reminded me of what my sister used to say, or she said to me when I was going through divorce, and there were just so many words and people talking that, how do you divorce? God says divorce, but making you feel guilty and regret, because they're staying in their situations and they don't have the courage to do it. The thing is, when courage, raises its head out, so as fear comes, and if you're not fearful, then just people then come and want to drop the fear on you, But anyway, so my sister Maza once said that, the reason why God hates divorce, He hates it because of the things that it does to people. First of all, what it does to you as a person, what it does to the 2 families that came together during Lobola negotiations, what it does to the children, what it does to the community. because one family disintegrating affects the whole community. How people view you, if you used to inspire them, then there's confusion. So God knows the process of divorce itself, it has a very huge impact in life. But now I want us to talk about staying, in those marriages or relationships. And I want to structure it this way, talking about the children. I'm not sure if I should start by giving my story, but the reason why I've decided to leave was I knew that I didn't want my child to grow up seeing me in that pain, or seeing me and my husband fighting, my ex-husband fighting, It's the fight between the two of us. We are adults, we can take it, but when the two elephants are fighting, the grass suffers. And the first reason of doing it was that my child is seeing these things, then I had to be self that say, no, I have to, think of this one. He's seeing this. When you were leaving, what was happening with the kids? Did you ever think about them, or did they ever tell you to leave? Because I've heard a lot of adults saying that my children will sit me down and say, leave Papa, Mama, just leave. Or they'll tell the father, Papa, leave Mama, Mama is toxic. What was happening with the kids that time?
Unfortunately with me it was not like that. Because of my Christian principles and the teachings that I have in Assemblies of God, of protecting my territory, of not publicizing things that is happening. Trust me, and you won't believe me if I will tell you that my children never knew.
Is it?
Because even when the father was not responsible of maybe taking care of them, whenever I was giving them something, I would be saying this thing is from Papa. You understand? I protected him. I projected the image,
a good image
that he was never be to them. And even when I have to part ways with him, I told him, you shall not talk to my children. We are not going to talk to the pastor or anyone for that matter, including our family. This thing we're going to do it together, the two of us. Because when we met we were two. So we'll tell them after the divorce is finalized. And at the time maybe my husband thought it's a joke, because what I was saying, it was more on the issue of principles. When we divorced, when I was not angry, it was the issue of principle, because I requested him to say, there is something that I'm seeing. If there is anything, talk to me. And I will forgive you irrespective of what. But if you fail to forgive, to tell me, this is what is going to happen. So when it happened, one of the principles I have is that you must stick to them. You must not deviate from your belief. And I promised him that is what is going to happen. And
so, you kept your word.
And I kept my word. So he agreed while I was telling him that we are not telling anyone. But when he was served, then he started going to the children, wanting the buy-in and all those things. And that is what created confusion. Because now the children were saying, what is happening between Papa and Mom? We know them to be in love. We know them to be this kind of, what is happening? You see, the children were so surprised. But now he created that vulnerability to the kids, because now we have informed them. And he wanted them to start taking sides. Like, okay, painting the bad picture of Mama. Now I'm the coolest one. And I never wanted to expose him still to the children. But I when you have told them, now I was bound to say, that is true. No, that is true. We are separating ways. But you see, that impact also, you don't look at it from the perspective of how the children reacted to the situation. it has got a serious impact to the children knowing that Papa and Mama are no longer together. You know, I can give you just one example that happened, which it was very serious, and every day it is ringing in my mind, and it makes me emotional. Because after we have separated, my son used to say, "Good morning, Ma, I love you. Good evening, I love you. Good night, I love you." Less did I know that he was trying to replace his dad.
He wanted you to feel.
But one day, this boy told me to say, "Mama, I'm tired. You must just find someone so that..." I did. Then I started to be awake and say, okay, this thing affected my son in such a way that, you know, he tried to be my husband.
Yeah, the man of the house.
The man of the house.
To be there for you.
To be there for me. So you create that problem to your children because of that situation of divorce or separation. That is one of the pains that each and every person can feel. Not only about children, financially also. You are drained. You used to do things together. And as much as maybe your husband was not that responsible, you were doing things on your own or whatever. But the fact that something was doing at home, it made a difference. Now you are drained financially. With me, my divorce drained me financially, I'm telling you. And already the fact that I have told you that, you see, my house, they wanted to repossess my house, the car, everything else. Already it means my name was already read in the ITC. So when you add the challenge of being alone, it added a pain on my finances, where I could not even be given access, not even to buy a pen on credit because of that red name. That is one of the things that it affects, which can cause pain and cause humiliation, not just pain, humiliation. Because if let's say God did not intervene in my situation, can you imagine the humiliation of sheriff of the court coming to my house, put those chains by the door and say this house is repossessed? Lydia Chavalala cannot afford to pay the house. The pain, the humiliation. I don't want to go there because I believe you are going to ask how I survive all those things. Because that is the part that is critical in a relationship, especially where you went through all the pain. The other pain is for you to lose friends. You lose friends. You can see how beautiful I am. So when you are maybe with men or their husband whom you were friends before, but now because you are divorced, they feel that you are going to take their place. They are no longer comfortable around you. It pains you more.
It does.
Because now you just feel, what is wrong with me? You keep on asking yourself.
You know what the words that were said once to me? It was said by Bazalwan. It's very painful, guys. It's like, so they said,
yes.
But I did not leave. The intention of leaving was not to come here and fish your husband, because I know the pain. I won't put you through that pain. Like,
because you must understand the reason why I left. Let's say I left because of adultery. I'm giving that as an example.
Yes.
Do you think I can be in love with another man who's married?
Yeah, what
I
am I
won't
saying?
do
Because
that.
it's against your principles.
It's against my principle, or or else I should have stayed in that marriage.
Yes,
So
yes.
that life must just continue. Pretend as if everything is fine. So when you see me and you start threatened by, because maybe the tabile and and then you start threatened by them, it becomes a pain to you. Because those were the people you trusted. Those are the people you think that during this pain time, they are the one who must hold your hand and move forward with you. But now you are neglected by them. And not just your friends, even the church. They used to blame you, you used to preach in the church, they used to respect you. But because now you are divorced, you find that they kill you more, especially in the house of the Lord. And that can also kill you spiritually, because you will feel that, okay, oh, it means now I have fallen. For me, the right thing is just for me to be in the world, because in the church, I'm not welcome. In the community, I'm not welcome. So where am I welcome? You find that.
Yes. So Baba, how did you then pick yourself from that in all those challenges? What gave you the strength to just stand your ground when you had no one or anything?
Your upbringing is very key. Your principles, your spiritual principles, your ground of being a child of God. Secondly, for you to realize that as much as this has happened, I can still stand up and go. And then you read books. Right in the Bible itself, you learn about David, who lost everything. You learn about Job, who lost everything. But at the end, Job will still stay, my Redeemer liveth.
Yeah.
So those words will give you comfort to say, I cannot stand in one place. I have to forgive and able to move on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to lie to you. It is not easy for you to move on.
Yeah.
You were used to certain type of life or style of life. You used to have a man next to you every day. You used to enjoy. You used to go to holidays. You used to, your children used to have this father. As a family, it's not easy, because there are times where human beings have got feelings, we've got everything. You need to, collect yourself. So it was not easy. But I told myself that no, I'm that woman, Lydia. You know Lydia in the Bible, Acts 16.
Yeah.
You must go read about this lady. It is saying to me, this woman was so respectful, was so successful, was so loving and caring. And that person is me.
Yeah, no, it is.
And I said, I'm this kind of a person. And secondly, I told myself, you know what, Lydia, some of the situation when it happens in your life, it's not to kill you. Those negative things, don't take everything like the devil want to kill you only. Some of those is your promotion. Some of those things, the house I'm staying in now, it is better than the house I was staying with my husband before. The car that I'm driving today is a better car that I was in. Actually, all what I have achieved now, it is better than what I had before my divorce. And should I have stayed in that marriage, I was supposed maybe to be there today. I should have killed myself. But I'm standing here today and tell you guys, don't give up.
I'm Lydia. I'm so thankful that God blessed me with you in my life. You have truly been a gift in my life. You taught me the meaning of compassion, for always sharing your smile, your hugs, your word of encouragement, your support, and all your love that you have shown me. I'm so thankful and I love you, Mom.
Lydia, I don't know how can I say with Lydia. Lydia Chavalala is a woman of God, or a woman of faith, a woman of prayer. She's a giver. I remember when I was going through difficult times 7 years ago, she just did amazing things to my life. And then I was surprised how did she knew that I've been difficult times. And the other thing, I show her the vision while still a paper, but she makes sure to drove that vision through today. I pray that God keep her.
My lovely mother, Lydia Chavalala. I don't even have much word how to thank you. Mama, you have done so much in my life. You took me, you supported me, you took care of me, you gave me a shelter. Nothing you didn't do, Mama. You did everything a child could want. So, Mama, in short, ke batla gore ka leboga for you being there in my life, and you still there in my life. Hazanke walapa, you never get tired of hearing my stories, of to say, oh, okay, this child, what hope. You never, Mama. You always have a here for me whenever I want you. Thank you, Mama. I'm a proud woman today because of you. You taught me a lot. Some of things that I didn't know. You taught me how to pray. You taught me how to claim things. You taught me how to be strong. You taught me, Mama. I am who I am today because of you. I just want to thank you, Mama. Thank you very much. I don't even have a word. I don't even know how to thank you. But I thank you. I thank you. You've been a good mother. You're still a good mother. I thank you, Mama.
Brush yourself. Ask, Mokete. I can see you are beautiful. I didn't even know you are divorced. Bath, dress properly, stand up, motivate other people, give your testimony side, how you have survived. How did you make it in life? I read books. My work is very busy. When I come back from work, I'm tired. Maybe I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing as far as work is concerned. And my closeness to God, elevated after I have left that guy. You know why? Because now I read the word of God, wanting to understand and taking my situation after 25 years. It can't be easy for me. But I want to tell you that this year I will be 13 years, being alone. And I don't regret anything as far as what I have done is concerned, because it was more about other people, it was not about me. But the day I decided to say, some of this relationship you can't keep on staying on them, otherwise you shall die. And the fact that I told you about the roots of being a child of God, reading the word of God, praying more. And don't think that there is something wrong that you have done with it, that you have left your relationship. You were praying enough, you were reading the Bible enough, you were doing all what a woman is supposed to do. And I respected my husband until we divorced. My husband used to eat on the table. I used to prepare the table every day. He ate on the table, and I treated him like a king. And I can tell you, I don't believe there is any other woman out there who's going to treat him. Yes, he's married, but trust me, he's always thinking home because of the treatment that I have given him. So I don't want people to perceive that you have failed in a relationship, or there is something wrong that you have done in that relationship, or before God, or it's part of the punishment. No, we prayed about it. So that is one of the things that is making me stand. And because God responded positively, As much as my name was read on ITC, prayer, trusting God, having faith, gave me everything. I claimed everything that the devil stole from me. Sesi. God gave me a beautiful house. You know, sometimes you must learn to trust God with everything that you have. Romans 10 verse 11 is the one that actually made me to held God liable for that word. Because I used to take a chair and put it here when all banks was declining to approve my house. And I said to God, you know my situation. In Isaiah 54, verse 16, you said you have established all blacksmiths. So even the system or weapons that soldiers are using is created by you. So even the system that the banks are using to decline my loan, you know about them. So I'm praying the prayer that Anna did, which says Anna didn't have children. He said, God, for you to remove, I just want you to remove the shame. Give me the child, I will bring back the child to you. So I said, remove my name in the ITC and let them approve my bond. We will take it back. And God did that for me. So it gave me courage. The car that they were supposed to take, God gave it back to me without me being humiliated. When He says, trust in me, I'll never put you to shame. Says God will never leave you nor forsake you, and He will never put you to shame. And you don't stay in the relationship to please people. People will make you die. You know, I told you that there is marriage or relationship that is called graveyard, where you are not enjoying inside that relationship, but you are sitting there because you want to please people.
You want to be Mrs. You told me earlier.
Yes, you want to be Mrs. Chavalala. You know, meanwhile that Mrs. Chavalala is just the name, but the reality is different. You are sleeping in different rooms. You are not even communicating, and when you are not communicating, but when you go to church, you hold hands as if everything is nice. After church, you go back to your old ways. We cannot live under pretension, because that is one of the things that will make us to go to hell.
You know, Mama, when you say that, you reminded me of Mom Felix. She said that if they remove the title Mrs., what is your value? If we remove Mrs., we remove Mama, because I have kids, we say, okay, we are putting the parenting thing aside, married Mrs. I'm just Mokete. The way I was born, what is my value? Because when we were born, God gave us something, a purpose, a talent, something before the titles came. That thing, is it still there? Is it operating? Are you growing the purpose that God gave you? Now, you're saying that some relationships are like graveyards. People are dying. Dying is not just what you committed suicide. It's also the dreams and the purpose and what you're meant to do dying in that relationship. You know. So, Mama, what did you have to resurrect after the divorce and being alone? Now that you are by yourself, you have established yourself. Tell me about the importance of now following the purpose and the passion, doing what God has called you to do, the actual thing before marriages and kids and everything. About Mom Lydia is known for this.
You see, Mina, I'm living the purpose that God intended about my life. Because when I look from being a girl, a youth, a mother, and now being in corporate, my main purpose is bringing out the best in people. And that is key to me. Number two, I don't want to die owing. When you die owing, it means you die with the knowledge, you die with the skill, you die with everything that God wanted you to unleash while you are still alive. So I want to go to the grave empty. The third, I want to impact positively in someone's life. You know, if I say in someone's life, means even if it's one person that I have impacted positively, then it will give me that fulfillment of saying I have lived my life. You know, and I can tell you it. I have lived my life and I'm still living it because it's not about working, being in a high position for me, or being in having houses and cars. For me, it's just what is it that I will do to impact women like me, to make them not to be desperate. You know, some of the situation leaves you desperate, vulnerable, in such a way that you can do certain things. Like if I didn't connect myself, the way I was surrounded by deaths, the way I was surrounded by situation, I should have thrown myself to a man to close some of the gaps. Or I should have those desperate time, wanting things, even the things that you are not supposed to have it. So my purpose is to impact positively in people's life. I want to leave something that people will say we once had a person called Lydia. Sometimes where I'm speaking, I used to say these words. I want people to leave preaching about Anna, Rachel, Deborah, all those people. They've done their purpose, they have lived their purpose. Now is the time for Lydia. I want you to give me as an example, to talk about me and give my name as an example while I'm still alive. And I want to die knowing what the people are saying about your purpose that God brought you on earth. And I want to continue to be a child of God, because I look at myself, I can't survive without God says. I want to pray. I want to, when a friend or someone is telling me I'm sick, I want to call that God I called the time of vulnerability in my life, who did things for me. I want to apply my faith and pray for Mokete to get everything that she wants through my prayer. Because I talk to God. I don't pray of everything all night prayer. I never went to the all night prayer. Trust me. I don't want to lie. Not that I don't believe in that, but Mina, I believe in God who hear. So when I go to God, I'm direct. I'm praying for Mokete. This is what is going through. God help her. And that is that. So I believe in God who hear prayers. But there are those who believe in night prayers and everything else. But Mina, my purpose is very simple. I want to live it.
And you're already living it. There's one of the lady that I spoke to. Did not do the short interview, the videos that we are going to play. But she said to me that, Mom Lydia, there was no way I would not succeed, And I was like, okay, what do you mean? She said, this one time, I was just down and out. I had lost my mother and I had to go back to school. And Mom Lydia flew and came to my school and said, I just came to check how you are doing and see if everything is okay and if you are studying. It's like, imagine, she's not even my mother. She just came special for me. And she said, so those days I knew that I had to work hard and succeed. I had to get my head out of the gutter, stop feeling sorry for myself, and work. I have people who believe in me to even take their time, their busy out of their busy schedule, and to see me. They were touched, and today they're successful.
So I believe in that. That is one of the impact. And I will follow you. Mina, I will follow you because my aim is to see you successful. And all of them, they will tell you. I tell them to work hard. I don't want them to get things under shortcut or whatever. You have to work hard. You must earn what you have so that you can cherish them. So if I tell you if you come to me and say, yeah, this is the challenge, I'm telling you, I'm going to follow you because I want to see your success. Yes, there are those keys. Some of them, yes, I have to flew to certain places just to go to the school and see the progress of that child.
Yes,
She's not related to me, but it's a child that I feel or I see potential in that particular child. And I don't want that child to feel vulnerable. The other time I was coming from Cape Town, I was in Joburg. You know, it touched me. You don't know the impact that you have in someone's life. And then while we're sitting by the benches, there is this child. Now I bought nanos. I said to this child, let's eat. Then we ate. And who are you? We started talking and the like. So there was time for that child to leave.
Yeah.
Because she was going to Mpumalanga, I was going to Limpopo. Now I said to her, love you, baby girl. Take her. I did, less did I know. The child started screaming. Just there. And then I said, what is it that I said? Now I touched her. No one has ever told me they love me. Can you imagine that impact? No one has ever. Now I'm from the interview in KZN because I want to leave my parents who hate me so much. So I told them, there is no way in which your parents hate you. They don't hate you, they love you very much. You know, I have to take one of my smartphone and gave that child, and then so that I can communicate with her. And then I told her, just go, and then we'll take it from there. I even told her to give the parents the phone. I spoke to them so that, you know, they must know how that child felt. Just for me to tell that child. She wanted someone to ventilate the anger that she had because she felt neglected. So don't lose your touch and make follow up to those children. They might not have the biological parent, but you become one. So that is my purpose. Those children who don't know where to go, those children who feel vulnerable. I was vulnerable. I'm from a poor family. I was born there. But I told myself I cannot die being poor because my parents are what. I don't believe in that. So I came out from there, and I want that child to be a living testimony to the family, to that kind of an environment. And many of them, they are successful.
Wow, what a conversation, Ma'am Lydia. I'm learning a lot of things now. I know why I have you here. It was more than everything I heard about you. It's true, and I'm grateful and thank you for this opportunity. So I want to give Ma'am Lydia an opportunity as my senior and the position that she holds. Actually, I want to give her the opportunity to say the last words for us, or even to me. I'm still young. I'm still coming. I'm still growing, Yeah.
My last words to you, as a divorcee, I don't want you to stay being divorced. You are beautiful, you are smart, you are intelligent, you are wise. So don't look at Ma'am Lydia who stayed 13 years. And think that that is a normal.
That is my gene.
Yeah, that is your gene, it's a normal way. No, we react differently because of different situations. I told yourself that, I was, when I got married, he was the first man. So sometimes that on its own and the Christian principles can make you start to be afraid, where you don't trust anyone. So I want to tell you, and other women out there, don't feel pity to yourself. I want you to take your bags, put your makeup on, go to the gym, read your books, associate with influential people, and talk about your situation if it warrants you to do that. I know many people are not comfortable. They feel that, keeping what they are feeling is healthy. It's not healthy, I can tell you now. So talk to people that you love. Create new friends because the previous friends have left you because you are divorced. So you can create new friends that you can talk to, go to the gym with, read your Bible, pray more, love more, and do something for the community, for the society that you are living, because that is very key. And also embrace the children that are vulnerable. Because as parents, sometimes, because of situations that we find ourselves in, we start neglecting those kids. There are so many kids out there who need to be loved, who need to be cared for. Caring for a person is not about you giving money to that child or material things. Just the simple love. Just you being concerned as a parent to that child, it makes a difference. So I'm here today to encourage you, motivate other women like yourself, because where I'm sitting, I didn't even know you are divorced. I'm seeing this successful person. I'm seeing this beautiful girl. I'm not joking.
Yeah, no,
you are dressing so well. You look lovely, and any man can propose you. But don't go for any man.
Yeah.
Now you must start writing this working job description, if you want to call it that way.
Yeah.
You describe the type of a man you want to God.
Yeah.
To say this time around, God, if I have to go back to the relationship, this is the type of a man I want. The type of a man who will be God-fearing, and then who will respect himself. If you respect yourself, you will be able to respect others. Respect is not coming from any other person. It has to come from you. And people who, when I said God-fearing, if you fear God, there are many things and many mistakes that you are not going to do. So grab those children, walk the talk. Have those some of us who didn't even have premarital counseling. We grew up in church. When I got married, I was even calling my husband Budi. I didn't know in church he says Budi man. So when we were there, I was still calling him Budi. And then he's telling me, no, I'm not your brother. It was not simple for me to call him something else because it was. So hence now, I tell the people the truth before they enter relationship, so that they can remain in the honeymoon. Honeymoon must remain there for the rest of your life. In relationship, you have to communicate, whatever bad or good. You have to complement each other in a relationship. And if you are afraid to talk about those things that is affecting you, then you are going to do what I have already indicated. You are going to leave that family being on the grave. Meanwhile, you should have escaped death, because now you have disclosed how you feel. So you have a duty, for the sake of your child and the sake of other children out there. Don't leave them vulnerable. Have the opportunity as a young girl or young woman to call some of the women who want to get married. Marriage was intended for us to enjoy it. It's because of sin that has created us now to start being afraid of marriage. So get married. Don't be like Lydia. Get married, dust yourself, and then adopt other children, and then help them, and then be wherever you want to be. But pray more. Trust the Lord. Those are the things that sustain me. And reading the Word of God, because I gain relevancy of my existence in the Word of God.
Wow. Yeah, we gain relevancy of our existence in the Word of God. Ma'am Lydia, thank you very much for such an insightful conversation. Very funny as well. You have a great sense of humor. I enjoy your company. So thank you so much for this opportunity and for welcoming us in your home. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I'm your girl, Mokete Moetela. See you next time.